Imagine riding a scary subway train on your way home. What could happen anyways? What if you're encountering an accident happening inside the subway, like harassment or a sudden strip show that makes you uncomfortable? Even more, what about an unanticipated fight crowding the train that makes people want to hide in their available imaginary holes without showing attention? The hidden truth behind subway trains is that street crime and transportation crime are not the same thing. There isn't just one neighborhood that you can invade with police or a certain group of criminals that you can track down and capture. Because it is a huge, ever-moving structure that unites all of the country's communities, the city's transit system challenges standard community policing methods. We shall see what other incidents await us here sooner or later. We all know that subway trains help us a lot in delivering goods from one city to another one, meeting up with families in an easier way, commuting easily without having the hassle to cross the roads, and so on. Citizens of New York are so dependent on subway trains that they can even use it every day. But it turns out that subway trains are not as safe as they seem to be. It is stated that many military guards are stationed in every subway train around New York to prevent transportation crimes. What if their presence here only creates unsettledness towards other passengers? But to some people, their presence in the subway makes them feel safe, as they check all passengers' belongings for any dangerous items stowed in their bags that could endanger other lives inside the train. Governors also released a mass inspection for passengers who want to travel long or bring big bags like backpacks as well. What do you think about this situation? Make sure to comment below to share your thoughts. Besides, every fight all starts with some harsh slurs like offensive words such as piece of shit, and many more insults that are pretty much vulgar. Citizens obviously would prefer private vehicles like cars to travel around the city. Some crime incidents also usually started with some homophobic words or curse words to fuse their fight. But racism is also a common thing around subway trains. Like this one incident when 3 black girls insulted a family of Asian race, shouting racist words that are unheard of. It showed that they are screaming and cursing the family using harsh words to insult them more cunningly. One of the video commenters said that, "I cannot imagine visiting NYC without being fully armed, a main piece, a backup piece, and other means of self-defense." This is truly a menace and a shocking truth of New York when it comes to visitors around the world. Comment below to share your thoughts on this incident. Not only that, things like this. It can also occur around subway stations, as it is legally available in New York City, which gives them access to carry it everywhere on the streets. Early in Monday's evening traffic jam, an incident occurred at a New York City subway station that claimed the life of one person and injured 5 others, according to authorities. At around 16:30, when the children started going home after school and many employees started their evening commute, suddenly a tragic incident occurred on the subway line. According to authorities, a male in his 30s was the victim of the crime. 4 additional injuries were deemed critical by a fire department spokesperson. Although they could not immediately provide details, police stated that the perpetrator had left the area and was being tracked afterwards. Okay, what do you think? Comment below to find out what's next. Even worse, some incidents required medic help, as incidents like stabbing and using violence are heavily detected around the subway trains. There's also a victim being stabbed repeatedly in a subway station in NYC, and the perpetrator had run away as well. Police had been working on finding the culprit in hopes of getting him questioned. Some commented that it was a hate crime considering their skin color reflected the scene. Violent criminals are getting more brazen in injuring, crippling, and even cause victims to lose their lives, knowing there's no capital punishment in New York. Their worst scenario is getting free meals, health care, and shelter for the rest of their lives, which will be paid by the taxpayers, said one of the commenters. This is very shocking news, and society may have little hope in restoring the peace in humanity, starting from how they communicate and how comfortable they are inside a subway train. What do you think about this situation? Make sure to comment below to share your thoughts. Moreover, women also feel unsafe inside a subway train more than a man. As we are weak in terms of strength, we had no choice but to learn self-defense sooner or later. All women said they feel less secure moving at night or after dark. And the main reason for this was that public transportation was either extremely crowded or silent during these hours, with many other commuters under some form of illegal pill or alcohol, making women feel less secure. In the dark, women said they were far more uncomfortable and needed to pay closer attention to their surroundings. Like in this one incident that has to be called as a criminal attempt, a couple fought, and the guy pushed her into the subway tracks, which resulted in losing both of her feet and paralyzed on the ground. This feels like a criminal attempt, even before the guy ran away to save his own life as well. People commented that he was a coward who did not take responsibility for his girl and doesn't deserve a life anymore and should just rot in prison forever. Comment below to share your thoughts on this incident. Riding a subway train is easy and all that, but there are ways to be safer and protect yourselves from dangers inside the transportation. First, head towards the Crowdest subway entrances and exits. That way you wouldn't encounter fishy or sketchy people around the stairs, and you can even call for help if you have encountered any violence near you. Second, pick the nearest point with a station agent. There will be some guards or agents guarding the station, so it's best if you stick close or have yourself in their eyes' view to keep protected. Third, avoid the station if it doesn't have any passengers left. Taxi or cabs are the most suitable transportation as well. Walk as if you know what you're doing to avoid carelessness. Lastly, of course, there will be the unexpected weekend celebration or midnight gathering, and special occasions like New Year's Eve call for later hours. If you engage in the healthcare or hospitality fields, you might have to leave the house at unusual hours and stay out late or midnight. Be sensible and cautious if, for whatever reason, you find yourself out on your own in the city at 4 in the morning as a woman. Additionally, make every effort to prepare ahead to the extent as you can. What do you think about this situation? Make sure to comment below to share your thoughts. These illegal devices and assaults have been increasing a lot lately in New York City subway stations. People have been buying the devices legally back and forth and bringing disaster to the citizens, where all of us eventually will be afraid of commuting sooner or later. There are so many incidents, like a man playing cello got assaulted, and even these were ringing everywhere in the station. The man in the video also stated that a report was published almost 2 years ago that detailed a 20% spike in track invading incidents between 2019 and 2021, despite a decrease in the number of riders during that same period. Those are some alarming statistics, and it's amazing that incidents of people ending up on the tracks were up even during a period when ridership was down. As a subway rider, I saw for the first time in 2021 that the idea of being shoved onto the tracks was something that we should all be concerned about. It is indeed scary when we know some of us may be vulnerable inside the train with no self-defense. What are your thoughts on this situation? Comment below. All right, let's move on to the next one. On the bright side, New York also has its funny moments in subway stations that has made people go wondering if this is even New York City at its finest. In the clips, there is a woman who's cream bathing her hair in the subway station. This is a very funny comment that made many viewers cackled when reading this. In the train, there are some whose faces resemble aliens. A guy carrying a mattress, a girl putting a subway rat in her bag, someone carrying a cat in his bag, and a woman swimming inside a tiny rubber pool like a kid. There are still many funny scenes, but these are some that will enlighten your day. What do you think about the funny scenes? New York sure is a bunch of surprises, isn't it? Make sure to comment below to share your thoughts. Of course, we all wanted the fastest, safest, cleanest subway trains in all areas. We feel comfortable when we ride the safest train throughout our journey, smoothing our ride, and we can even sleep inside without being cautious. Many subway riders recommended a safety barrier between the railways and the passengers. Even many commenters suggested that too. A safety barrier or gate can prevent an accident happening, like aggressive pushing or assaults as well. What do you think about this solution? Will it make New York City subway stations safer? Make sure to comment below to share your thoughts. Okay, next. Stations often need to be cleaned as passengers commute every day. It is also urgent when some stations need to be renovated for safety and for the best. Even diseases can be caught in places like subway stations. The MTA is currently working on a program to repair, clean, and upgrade specific areas of the station, while larger monitor assignments and maintenance are being completed. Sometimes, when you stand here moving the uptown area, they would announce the downtown side. 63 stations have been completed since the program's launch more than a year ago, with at least one of these 12 located in Brooklyn, Manhattan, the Bronx, and Queens. And that's a wrap, everyone. Be sure to stay safe inside or outside subway trains, and please remember to ensure your safety before and after riding the trains. Don't forget to stay away from trouble and keep calm to tighten your security as well. See you at our next video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.